What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Keto Rewind. I am Jess. Thank you for clicking on today's video. I have a short and sweet video for you today. It is a week 250 recap of my weight loss journey. It is actually a 2-week recap because I wasn't here last week at my normally scheduled time. And then I also have a day 53 out of 75 for the 75 soft challenge. We have a weigh-in, I have the plan for the week and all of that jazz. But before I jump into my weight loss journey and all of that jazz, I want to remind you I am not a medical doctor, not a healthcare professional. I am just sharing my story, my own adversity with overcoming obesity and living a keto, low-carb, high-protein lifestyle. So you do you, and this is just my story. Take it with a grain of salt. Be inspired, whatever the case may be, just go do something. So with that said, let's talk about today's video. So first things first, I was not here last week. I mentioned that I was going to be traveling for Thanksgiving, but we traveled to Florida to visit my husband's family in Florida, my family that still lives in Florida, and also do some theme park fun and celebrate Thanksgiving. So we had a pretty stressful drive going to Florida. We drove, so from Texas to Florida, we were driving. And I got a phone call in, I believe it was Alabama. Our Airbnb that we rented was canceled because of water damage or something. I'm like, what? So it was stressful, and it pushed all the buttons, but it ended up working out because we got a better Airbnb than we originally had booked. So all in all, that was okay, but oh my God, talk about being stressed out. You're in a car, you're driving, and your place is no longer available, so that you had booked 2 months in advance. So yes, I'm typically somebody that really can roll with the punches, but that was a little pushing it when it comes to being spontaneous. So, but again, like I said, it all worked out. So we ended up having a great time. We have the best family. We're a close-knit family. We're not a big family, so we're close, and we know how to have fun. So we ended up going to Universal Studios with the family. My oldest daughter turned 10, and I was her gift this year. She's a Harry Potter fan, loves reading all the books, saw the movies. So we did the Hogwarts thing. We did all the fun stuff. And that day, I believe my watch said I got 15,000 steps. So I definitely got my activity in for that day. No escalators, no elevators, all the stairs, so I definitely got my steps in, and we had so much fun. And then the next day we went to the Andretti Thrill Park. We had so many roller coasters, so much fun stuff, go-karts, like all the things. So that was equally as fun. Got more steps in that day, moved my body. And then we did just the beach thing because we were in Florida after all. And then we had the rest of the time with family. So for those of you that know that I'm in the middle of the 75 soft challenge, you know that I purposely planned this challenge to go through through I think December 19th, I think is the 75 days when it's up. So I purposely did that so that when I was on vacation, I was not going to go hog. I was not going to eat all the things. I was going to have control. I was going to live and not to live for food, that kind of thing. So I navigated Thanksgiving week super well, and I was so proud. So on Thanksgiving, Thursday, I weighed myself, I was 239, which means in 7 weeks, I've lost 16 pounds. Which to me, I wanted to lose, of course I want to lose all the weight overnight in like 2 days, but it's coming off slow and steady and in a excellent pace. So I am thrilled, couldn't be happier, in the 230s, and to be down 16 pounds, that's a great start. So part of the reason I did that, because there's no perfect time to start your weight loss journey just because it's the holidays or you want to wait to the first of the year. Like, those are just excuses. Today's a great day to start if you haven't already. You don't have to wait for that perfect time, because there'll never be a perfect time to just get started. Hardest part is starting and then making it so that you still are staying focused and you're not just letting the newness of the experience drive your journey. It's where you actually put that work in, and over the course of the 75 days, that's what it's about. Making that lifestyle change and holding on to it. Because I'm at that point now, day 53, that I feel like this is the new normal. Like, I know when I'm done filming this video, I'm gonna go downstairs into my garage and I'm gonna get my workout in for strength training. I know that I'm gonna drink my water today. I'm gonna drink 3 of my Stanleys, my 40-ounce Stanleys. I know I'm gonna do that. I know that I already read this morning because that was part of the morning routine that I do. And I know that I will be hopping onto my rescue meals later when what I always do after coming from a trip. And I'll talk about that in a second. But the main thing is I purposely did that because I knew this week was gonna be hard for me. In years past, you can see on this channel, my Thanksgiving videos, I gained, I think 15 or 18 pounds in like 10 days before. I ate all the things, I didn't care. I used it as a convenient excuse in the past to just eat all the things and do all the things all the things that got me morbidly obese was like a convenience excuse because I'm on vacation and all that stuff. So I purposely made sure that this challenge made my progress continue through and I didn't do those old things. And I was like, it was weird because I noticed stuff this time around that I didn't notice in the past, or it was more obvious, I should say. And for one, I don't like the feeling of being full. So after really honing in on balance, eating enough, not starving yourself where you're so restricted that you can't breathe, and not overeating so much that you just gaining and gaining and gaining. So I was trying to strive this time for balance. And that meant that for this week, I knew Thursday and Friday, I would give myself free days, which that was the 2 days of the week that I would just live, and that I did what I wanted. But that didn't mean the whole week had to be like that. So it was kind of something that I planned ahead of time so that I would feel right. I wouldn't have that regret that eats at me. Usually when I come back from a vacation, I wanted to feel like I didn't have to re-lose 20 pounds because I couldn't control myself. Like, I wanted to just have that balance where I could have a day or two and then things are back to the way they're supposed to be. So it's just one of those things that little extra effort that I had to do so that I could make this journey, the momentum keep going on. So that meant that, Thursday and Friday, I would have things I don't normally eat. I would not be hitting all of those goals. And it was weird because I felt like the food tastes delicious. Like, you don't get to 309 pounds and not know how to cook. And, so like we definitely have some good food, but instead of having like 3 platefuls or just keep getting, have your first plate, then get seconds and thirds and dessert, I didn't do that this time. I had the 1 plate and I had dessert. So where I was full, I didn't hate myself full, like that level, where you just want to lay around and be like, oh, like but that still to me felt too much. And that was the first time I've ever been kind of angry about being full. And I kid you not, years past, I've had seconds, thirds, dessert, like mountains of food on Thanksgiving. And in fact, the whole week, because then there's leftovers and all that stuff. But like, this was the first time where I didn't eat nearly as much, but I was still full and didn't like it. Like, it was just still too much. Like, I knew, and it was an interesting thing to to chew on and like, wow, that's interesting. So I don't like having hunger, but I also don't like being full. Like, I do want the balance. I do want that just enough feeling. So it was interesting. So I normally would not have paid attention and given 2 shits about that, but I care now because of my self-worth, my goals, my reasons to get back where get back to where I was in a healthy way, in a way that's sustainable. So that was interesting, and I'm going to be still chewing on that in my head for a while and to make sense of it, because it's not just going to make sense in a couple of days. Like, sometimes when a thought comes through and it dawns on you, it takes a couple more days to work through it. So, or maybe even longer. But so I'm fully prepared though to think about that. So in addition to that, being that Thursday and Friday I had, extras, things I don't normally eat, but not too many, it still was enough to trigger, I having sweeteners and stuff like pie or like pumpkin pie or pumpkin cheesecake, if you will, things I don't normally eat. Even I made a keto cheesecake, but still you use the sweeteners that make it sweet, even though they're keto approved and they're sugar free and all that jazz, it's still sweet. And it still is like, turns a switch on in my head and it starts that, oh, I want more. You know, like that mindless eating. You know, like, and it was, it's annoying because those triggers that I've calmed down over the past 53 days are starting to be like little whispers again. And I was like, no, 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 can't do that. Nope, I just quieted that noise, those triggers, if you will. So this time around, I need to make sure that, you know, like after traveling in a car for 2 days and, you know, I'm home now and things are back to normal, kids are back in school, what do I do from this to make sure that the noise from the sweetness, you know, like that, those triggers for me stays quiet, you know, and that means I will be having rescue meals all week. Now, if you followed my channel for a long time, you know that rescue meals are those things that if I have a slip up, if I have a vacation, if I have, you know, an ingredient I didn't mean to have, like whatever the case may be, rescue meals are always a way to re-jumpstart the journey. Sometimes it just happens where, you know, like vacations for one is my primary reason, or two, things happen that are beyond your control that you just get off track. So rescue meals are those go-to, tried and true, delicious, easy, thoughtless recipes that get you back on track. So for me, I know this week we're having salads with chicken on top. We're having hamburgers with broccoli. You know, I'm having eggs and bacon and, you know, just things that I know make me feel good fast, gets the bloat off, gets the momentum going again, that feel goodness, that just get yourself back in control. And a whole week of those recipes, so basically your favorite keto, low carb, high protein recipes, those all need to happen this week. And that jump starts anything or quiets anything that might have reared its ugly head last week when you might have had pie or too much, you know, mashed potatoes, you know, that kind of thing. So for this week, that's what I'll be doing. And that's the thing, even though I had only 2 days where I ate more than I should have, foods that I don't normally eat, it still was enough to awaken things in my head. So, and if you were someone that took the whole week off or something and you're like, oh, darn it, this is the time you hit those rescue meals and you get back on track. You don't make that week turn into 2 weeks, turn into 3 weeks, and you know, it just goes on and on and you never get that going again. So nip it in the butt now. Get those rescue meals out. And these are rescue meals that are easy to make. These are not rescue meals that are 7,000 steps. This is like a hamburger and some type of green vegetable, you know, like something mindless that you don't need a recipe for. It's just something you do and it works. And if you want to be really smart, you can just do carnivore for a couple days and just have hamburgers or chicken thighs or, you know, whatever the case may be, and simplify it even further. And it's just to get you jump started again. It's the whole point of the rescue meals. And then you go, okay, you can have the more complicated recipes and, you know, stuff like that. But that first week is crucial. So don't take this week for granted. Get on it. And just because the end of the year is near and all the, you know, it's January, New Year's resolutioners or all that stuff, don't wait till then. It's so cliche. There's no perfect time to get your weight loss journey going again. Do it now. This is a great week to get it started again. Build that momentum so that you are already ahead of the game when all the January resolutioners are, you know, trying to figure shit out. You know, like, do it now. And you won't regret it, I promise. So, I mean, that's what I'm doing. I plan on losing weight all through December. I'm not waiting till January 1st. So, anyways, a long story short, rescue meals. Hit them hard. And keep it simple. So I will try to film a couple of days worth of those recipes and aim for a Friday upload. My parents are coming into town. Like we were all just in Florida and they just came to Texas slower than us because they don't have they don't have kids in school like we do. So my mom will be back, you know, we'll make some videos together and we'll get an update with my dad, that kind of thing. So I will try to make sure that my videos are uploaded maybe by Friday. So with that said, I will see you at the next one. Go do something great. Start today. Don't sweat the small stuff. Just keep going. I am Jess. You're watching Keto Rewind. Bye-bye.
Too many days in the darkness without a glimpse of the light. I'm tired and broken and scared, but I swear I'll never give up the fight.